looking where we are opening, it's going to be around the spike base from yesterday, which is an inflection point. Basically, we rallied late in the day, squeezing those shorts from yesterday and maybe from previous week, and overnight tried higher and couldn't establish much trading above this area where settle was. We've built some decent volume there, and later Europe tested lower, got to point of control and reverted. Now is hanging around this spike base and also value area high, so it's going to be quite interesting if we build acceptance within the spike today, or if we reject the spike and start trading within yesterday's value and maybe below. If we look at the bigger picture, we are above latest balance, we are extending from it, and next area that we will be building balance, I think that can be established higher, because we've been balancing here for a while. So now maybe it is enough energy that we can maybe double this 150 point range or so, and we could challenge for 4,000 as ES price. But we would see two-sided trading before that. This latest move was kind of similar to the move we had during election, where previous week traded lower basically all week, and the next week we slingshot higher, ignoring previous balance, and when basically straight to all-time highs. We've had this 2-day balance, but other than that, very emotional move. It was election, so kind of different but similar anyhow. So today, well, this latest week was also an excessive move. We had some balance here, and I think that this area will be a true test if the market is to trade higher or not. We can see that last swing balance and last bigger time frame balance are high volume nodes are here. So if we come back, not necessarily crossing 3850 is that negative, but trading below this 2-day balance is going to be key. For composite high volume node is slightly below that, around 37.95, which is going to be inside this gap. So this is quite contrasting. Low volume node just in the middle of this high volume node from composite. This was strong move, because otherwise we would be bouncing from this area, retesting maybe lower parts and then trading higher, but we basically traded through that, so that's why I think we are ready for next move higher. And if we test lower, it would be a good opportunity for getting long. If we look at weekly ranges, we are Monday ended just around expected highs, so nothing that unusual. Today we don't have any options expirations, so we can track only Wednesday and Friday. still some room left this week. We are, however, around the call wall, so it's going to be telling if the call wall is rolling higher or not. It is going to be a magnet until the highest open interest and highest gamma is here. If we look at previous call wall area, here was call wall was lower and we bounced a few times from it before it got rolled higher, and then basically we tested it recently, well, yesterday. So nothing interesting here with relation to expected move. So when it comes to today possible trades, I'd like to see us trading either reactionary bounce from open to retest settle, because overnight inventory is short. So if we correct this early on, I'd like to see if we are able to test yesterday's high, or if we are going to roll even below that, maybe around point of control from the overnight, from this high volume node, also going to be interesting, and maybe fade this move higher. Here is some support resistance created in the overnight, so if we are able to clear only this area, maybe it's going to be a good opportunity to short this market, targeting back to value from yesterday and testing overnight lows, and then point of control and value area low. If we start by dipping lower and get rejected from overnight lows, it is going to be a little bit tougher, because then we are within value from yesterday. So I'd like to see first some more structure building before I enter longs. Other than that, I'm not sure if I can enter longs right away. If we start trading higher, maybe bounce from this area, make poor high, and here I just don't see it right away. Maybe if some structure builds underneath us or above us, that could support this move, like we make a small excess down and start building poor references higher, then maybe enter on a dip during some later periods in the day. So that is possible. Also, if we break above yesterday's high and, for example, bounce from overnight high, then I'd like to enter on pullbacks to this high volume node. Basically, if we don't break below settle from CME close, then trying to get long is okay. This is different than this scenario, because we are going to make some weak references along the way. So if the high is good with proper taper, then I like short. If we see some volume building here, then I don't like to short, and I would rather look for long opportunities. If we start building, for example, 2 TPOs above yesterday's high, then it is also quite okay to enter longs. And I think that after 2 days of tight ranges and digesting this entire move from last week, we might see some bigger move either to the upside or to the downside. However, not sure because of the options market, we might be tied to this 3900 strike, and with bigger gamma building, we might see tighter ranges. So I think that we might, well, the best shot is that we build some volume within this low volume node that was created by this spike.